Hello guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to SWTOR Central. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can possibly improve the performance of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now, all of the gameplay segments that I'm focusing on in this video is going to be PvP. And this is simply because PvP is known to be one of the most laggy and stuttery parts of the game. This along with 16-man operations, but since PvP tends to be the one most people complain about, all of the footage you will see in this video will be of PvP only. Now, I'm sure a lot of you watching and even myself have experienced lag and stutter in PvP in Star Wars: The Old Republic. And the hardware you have in your PC isn't always at fault. In fact, in most cases, it's because the game is just optimized badly. Or more specifically, it's not optimized in a way where it can use all of the resources that you can throw at it. So even if you had like a 16-thread CPU, Star Wars: The Old Republic wouldn't even come close to touching a quarter of that. So the chances are you've already researched this and you've already tried to improve the performance of your game, which means you've probably already seen the tip of installing DirectX 9. Since DirectX 9 does not come with some versions of Windows as an automatic update, you sometimes have to download it yourself and install it. So if you don't think you have this or have installed it before, then make sure you do that before you do any of the following. Now, the latest way to increase your performance in Star Wars: The Old Republic is going to actually be the latest Windows 10 update, and already a lot of people are probably going to be put off by this. Now, not everybody uses Windows 10, and I understand most users will use Windows 7 still, but if you only play Star Wars: The Old Republic on your PC along with just a few other games, then this is actually going to be worth it for you to do the upgrade to Windows 10. Basically, with the latest update to Windows 10, there has been a few fixes, let's say, with DirectX 9 and how it works with DirectX 9 games. So if you didn't know, Star Wars: The Old Republic does use DirectX 9, and pretty much every graphics card in the past 5 years or so are going to be using DX10 onwards. So like I said, if you don't think you have DirectX 9 installed on your PC, then do that first. There will be a link in the description for you to go and do that. So if you are indeed using Windows 10 and you haven't set up automatic updates, then make sure you go and check for updates now. Or actually, let me clarify, make sure you check for updates when you're not going to be using your PC. Now, I don't know if this is going to happen for everybody, but when I did this latest Windows 10 update, it actually took nearly 2 hours for it to fully download, fully install, and fully get everything going on my PC. But then again, my internet speed is just really crappy, so it might have just been that. Now, I did of course want to test this out and see if there actually was a performance improvement. And before I start talking about that, I would just like to say a thank you to the person who posted this on Reddit, because without them posting on Reddit, I probably wouldn't have known about this this new update with Windows 10. I mean, eventually I would have updated my Windows, but I don't think I would have known about this DirectX 9 stuff happening. So yes, a big thank you to the person who posted that. It definitely caught my eye on Reddit. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the video, to test this, I used PvP only, and I personally saw a few mixed results. In the first game that I tested, the FPS that I get in Warzones was pretty much the same. There wasn't really any real difference. I think normally for PvP, my system would just dip up and down every now and then. I think the only thing I noticed on the first match that I had is that the FPS was just a little bit more consistent. Like, it wasn't up and down as much as what I'm normally seeing it. So while we go through the testing that I did, if you just look in the top left part of the screen, you will see an overlay, and on this overlay you're going to see my CPU usage, my GPU usage, my RAM usage, but most importantly you're going to see my FPS. I'll keep a little arrow pointed next to it for now. So as I said, I did get a few mixed results, and I did jump into some more PvP matches. This one on screen now is a 4 vs 4 arena match. Now with my system in these arena matches, I pretty much always get an average of 60 FPS. It never stutters, it never drops way too low for me to not see what's happening. But with this new update, it somehow actually made a considerable jump. I mean, as you can see in the footage, I'm pretty much staying at 60 FPS and beyond the entire time, even sometimes getting close to 80 FPS or even higher than that. But then again, this is just a 4v4 match, and I would expect most people can run these rather smoothly. However, this performance boost is of course more than welcome. And again, with the mixed results, I did go back into a Void Star match and saw some more consistent frames than what I saw in the first test that I did. In this round of testing, I was seeing a more consistent 40 to 60 FPS, and as we know, Void Star is an 8 vs 8, a 16-player map, so to see this kind of performance in a PvP match, it's actually quite nice, especially when it's staying in that zone, even in some cases going beyond 60 FPS. Now, I would also like to point out that the system that I use isn't a pushover, and that it is in fact probably overpowered for Star Wars: The Old Republic. But as we all know, the game engine just can't use the resources resources that I have, so any kind of performance improvement that I can get is of course very welcome, and I'm sure it's going to be very welcome to you guys as well. So I would highly recommend that everybody does this when they get a chance. And what I would also like you guys to do, if you are willing, is to report back to this video with your findings, because like I said, with myself I found some mixed results, so I'm curious to see if other players are also having mixed results. I think a better frame of reference would be to test these new improvements on a PC that isn't as powerful as my own. And this is actually me trying to be modest. Like, I'm not trying to gloat about my system specs or anything. I'm just saying that I would never normally have an issue with Warzones and operations anyways. I mean, I am a YouTuber and a streamer. I need my system specs to be good. So I can confirm that there is an improvement to be had. How much that improvement is going to be, I'm not entirely sure. If anybody who's wanting to know the current configuration I was using in-game, like graphics-wise, then I'll have that on screen now so you can see it. Before we end this video, I would just like to say that if anybody needs any additional help with getting their Windows update or installing DirectX 9, then please feel free to comment down below and I will do my best to help you. Also, don't forget to report back after you've done your updates so you can let us know how you're getting on. What kind of performance improvements are you seeing? Is it better on the fleet for you? Is it better in PvP for you? Is it better overall? Or is it just a slight improvement? Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.